Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United with another cheeky little Manchester United news video for you. All the latest goings on at the club, which there has been quite a few this evening and tonight, of course, today in general, which we'll get into in this video. It's not good news. It's all gash news. There's a lot going on in the world. It's absolutely fucking awful. So we're going to get into it all in this video. Do us a favour at the start of this stream and hit the thumbs up button on it. Give it a cheeky little like. If you're just getting in here, that will help us out a lot. Give it a share on social media as well if you're that way inclined. That will also help us out a lot. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Archie Gilbert, how you doing there? We've got cool homies in here. Eddie's Football Waffle, what's good, bro? Lemonje, Ahmed Mohammed, Johnny M, and everybody else as well. Thank you very much for joining us. Do get yourselves involved in and out the live chat throughout the show. We're going to be getting into all the latest United goings on. So, listen, the first thing I want to talk about is just the game at the weekend. Obviously, Brighton. It's in doubt at this moment in time due to the sheer amount of cases that Manchester United had, in terms of COVID. So this is the current situation. So the Telegraph reported a couple of hours ago that that there has been a large-scale outbreak at Manchester United with many positive cases. In fact, it's hit 19 positive cases as the club wrestles with the scale of the outbreak. So that's 19 in terms of playing staff and also coaching staff, and just could be other staff as well behind the scenes, the tea lady even, who knows. So it's a large scale outbreak at Manchester United, supposedly 19 individuals with the COVID virus at this moment in time, which does basically, in my opinion, mean that surely it's very unlikely that the game at the weekend would be going ahead. So that's my initial sort of thoughts and reaction about it. And we don't know exactly who is got it, I believe. I mean, we can sort of speculate here. There are certain players that were pictured, obviously at training, confirmed players who were at Carrington today: Ronaldo, Fred, Lindelof, Rashford, Bailly, Varane, Dalot, McTominay, Martial, Wan-Bissaka, Grant, De Gea, Fernandes, Cavani, Jones, Telles, Chong, Pogba. So, and Chong was at Carrington today to continue his rehabilitation on injury as he sustained while on loan at Birmingham City in November. So, in case you were wondering why he's there. So, yes. So, it sounds like there's still a lot of first-team players, obviously, there training that are sort of still available. But it does sound like there's a lot of players, maybe youth players, some youth players, maybe some staff, and we don't know which staff, maybe Ralph Rangnick, who actually knows. I don't think Ralph Rangnick's got it, but in terms of who's actually got it at this moment in time, we'll have to wait and see what goes on. 19 individuals, guys. That is absolutely terrible news for us as fans and obviously for the players. Let's get some love hearts in there firstly for all the players. Hope everybody's involved, is absolutely fine. They are young, fit, professional athletes, most of them, but some of the staff could be, up for having a little bit of trouble with whatever variant they've got of this. So it is very worrying times. It's very worrying times, and also in terms of just having the games suspended or postponed into a later date. That's probably going to be a little bit of an occurrence for a while. In fact, you've seen the Burnley-Watford game postponed just a couple of hours before kickoff earlier on due to a COVID outbreak in the Hornets squad. So Burnley, they were at home to Watford on Wednesday, and it was postponed. I think they announced it at 5 p.m. and the game was scheduled to kick off at 7:30. So literally just 2.5 hours before the game was due to kick off. The Premier League said that Watford had an insufficient number of first-team players available to fulfil the match, and so that they had to make the decision to postpone the game. So yeah, this is probably going to be a common theme over the next few weeks. It seems like cases and numbers are on the rise. It seems like it's just as transmissible as ever, if not more transmissible, and with all these different new variants and stuff. And it's just an absolute shit show, dudes. To be perfectly honest with you guys, it's just an absolute shit show, isn't it? Oh, what a world we're living in right now. So it's the third Premier League match in the last week to have been called off because of COVID outbreaks after Tottenham's trip to Brighton on Sunday and Brentford's home game with Manchester United, of course. So that is the situation as it stands. Some games will be called off. Manchester United, Brighton at the weekend. From what we've heard now, it's due to take place, but there could, of course, be things that change between now and then. Sounds like we've got a lot of COVID cases at the club. If you don't stem that issue and stop it from spreading and just have the stringent test and it be 100% clean before you can go and play your game, then obviously you shouldn't really be able to play the game. You shouldn't be able to field a side. So it is it's a difficult thing at the moment, guys, to know what's really going on. Hey there, Game and Sim, how you doing? Thank you everyone for getting in here, by the way. Do get your thoughts and initial reaction in there. Very somber mood I'm in, very depressing, because there's just going to be potentially many games this month that are not on. Brighton did have a couple of COVID cases themselves. We supposedly got 19 throughout the staff and playing staff here. So, doesn't look very good for the weekend's game. But hopefully after that, this is the thing. If you stem the problem early, I guess that what can happen is you can then hopefully have a cleaner run at the end of the month when, you need to commit to the fixtures. Yeah, I'm worried for our club as well, Lamonge. We've been hit with this at a terrible time. And of course, we've been hit bad. It sounds like we've got 19 cases at the club, which just means that, that is a lot of people that have transmitted the virus and are very, very or could be potentially very unwell, but also, are unable now to fulfill their duties at the club, whether that be as a staff member or as a player. So, yeah, that is a big problem. And of course, there's also this thing about whether or not vaccinated players or all players should be vaccinated. That's what people are saying. Basically, I don't see how you can make somebody do it, even if they should. But I don't necessarily think you can make somebody do it. And if that does happen, then there's actually talks about having fines. Like, what's this information I've got here? So Premier League clubs are considering whether they can dock players' wages if they're forced to self-isolate because they've not been vaccinated. So if somebody gets COVID and they've not been vaccinated and they're unwell for a longer period of time, then they can dock their wages, or if they have to isolate because, they've got to do this 10-day protocol isolation because they're not vaccinated, and so they're 10 days out of the club, which we're going to dock your wages for. I find that pretty unbelievable, to be fair. I don't think they could do that. That would be kind of a disgrace, because you can't really make somebody inject themselves and punish them for not having it, even though, maybe okay for the greater good. I mean, I don't know, where do you, I don't know, I mean, I don't know. I'm not going to make the rules, but I'm just saying it's a tough situation. That's it. Oh my goodness me! Guess who it is? It's Super Zane. Here he is with his super pair. What's going on, Zane? How long's left in the game, mate? Oh, for fuck's sake, Zane Miassi. Fair enough. Come on, West Ham. You got 10 minutes to go. They got a red card though in the 67th minute. Kufal getting a second yellow by the looks of it. I don't know. I haven't watched the game. Arsenal scored one up because of Martinelli. Sickening. Come on, West Ham. But either way, thank you for the super sticker there, Zane. Let's get a super chat emoji in there for Zane Miasci. I appreciate it there, Zane. Right then, so a little bit more to get into about this. So, yes, and also this evening, another source reporting that Man United produced more positive COVID tests after Carrington training bases reopened to first-team stars. And there are fears that Ralph Rangnick's side will have to request to postpone Saturday's match at Brighton. So this is the problem with this virus. Sometimes, it's what's the word? It's in that period where it is being not fermented. What's the word that I'm thinking about? Incubation? No. You know what I mean? In the very early stages when you first got it, where maybe, I don't know, you might not test positive for it, but you still actually just got it. You've just come into contact with somebody that's got it, and then you've been tested. It might show up clear, but then later on you would show up positive. That's kind of what happened before the Norwich game. Obviously, every single player tested negative before the Norwich game, and then Sunday morning, the next day, there were some positive cases. So it's that easily picked up, really. It's that easily picked up. And of course, in terms of the players and going into their separate lives as well, that's how they can sort of come into contact with people and pick it up. It's just a nightmare, very transmissible disease. So hopefully this is not going to just knock us out for the whole month, because I guess it does have the potential to do that. If you have a COVID outbreak in your squad and almost every staff member's got it and every player's got it, which is not the case at the moment. But if it was, then how the hell are you going to continue with your games? So let's just hope for the worst, guys. Hope for the best. Let's get some praying hands in there, I should say. Let's get some praying hands in there and hope for the best in this situation, because I'm just sort of accepting that the Brighton game this weekend may well be cancelled or postponed. I'm just sort of accepting that at this moment in time. And if it goes ahead, then that's a massive bonus and a massive cause for celebration. And if United can field a first team that is COVID-free and it's a decent team, then we should do it. If Brighton could do the same, then of course we should do it. But I'm just sort of expecting at this moment in time for it to not be going ahead. So, don't get too carried away thinking that the game's on. It might well be on. Hopefully it is on, but it also might be called off. So there's definite fears that that might be the case. We might have to postpone the game. Thank you, everyone, for the praying hands. Cool homies, Mr. NLWT, Lamonge, Dizzy Red Devil. First Class Gamer says Smith Rowe is more impressive, in my opinion. Zane's just banging on about Martin. And nobody gives a shit about Arsenal around here, yeah? Anyway, okay, so we've got COVID problems here. Nobody gives a shit about Arsenal against West Ham. Come on, West Ham. There's still a little bit of time left in that one. Come on, West Ham, just pinch something. Go on, Moisey the Ginger Goblin, please. Anyway, so that is the latest report from the Telegraph. 19 positive cases have been recorded across players and staff at Manchester United. Not all immediate first-team personnel. Not all immediate first-team personnel. I mean, that is the key, really, because 19's a lot, but what sort of staff members are they? How many of those are players? How many of those are first-team players? Are we talking about, the under-18s here? Are we talking about, we need to, it'd be nice to know, in all honesty. And also that does make a big difference, because if only one or two first-teamers have got it, then you can still field a side. And if the certain key members of the staff are clear, then I'm sure you could still go ahead as normal. Like if all the first-team coaches and, of course, Rangnick and etc., everybody's clear, and the players, the majority of them in the first team squad are clear, then I don't really see why we couldn't play the game. So that's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping that it's just like, I don't know, somebody had a 17th birthday party or something and then had the entire youth team round, no disrespect, and they just got all pissed up and just transmitted the disease or something easily. And now, but the first team haven't got it because they've been all at home just chilling out. That's what I'm hoping. But I doubt it. We'll see. There's going to be some first teamers that have it, I would imagine. So it remains to be seen if United's game with Brighton goes ahead, of course, but they're in contact with the Premier League as things are to try and sort of establish the best course of action. The Premier League has rejected requests at this moment in time. This is also from James Ducker from the Telegraph, that Leicester and Tottenham for their match at the King Power Stadium on Thursday night, they've rejected that due to coronavirus problems. I believe they rejected that. So there we go, guys. That is the latest COVID situation at Manchester United. It's pretty horrendous. Before we get on to the next sort of topic, I'm going to get into the live chat, see what you guys have got to say. But for now, please do us a massive favor and hit the thumbs up button on the stream. Give us a boost up there on the YouTube algorithm. It helps us out a bunch. Give it a share on Twitter if you want. A cheeky retweet goes a long way. And have your say now. We're just going to have a cheeky Q&A about all this business, about all this COVID business right now, which is just horrible. But what can you really do? It's very depressing, guys. Very depressing stuff. Obviously, we hope that everybody's health is fine, and that is the most important thing. Obviously, that's paramount. But it is sad. Absolutely. Sullivan25 says sad times. Oh no, it's Arsenal 2-0, is it? Oh, piss off. Oh no, Smith Rowe getting in on the action there. Bollocks. Oh no, guys, it's 2-0 to the Arsenalans against West Ham. Palace and Southampton finished 2-2, by the way. Wolves 1, Brighton 0. Man, Arsenal beating West Ham there. That puts them up to 4th in the league. They're going to be insufferable, man. Look, now they're 2 points ahead of us. We have got a game in hand, of course. But when are we going to play that game in hand if it's probably postponed? So 17 games they've played now, and they are on 29 points. They are in 4th place. They're in a Champions League position right now, Arsenal. Can you believe it? Man, can we get some poo-poo emojis in the live chat, please? Poo! Let's get some poo-poo emojis in there for Arsenal holders. Anyway, fair enough. Whatever. That's a good result, though. You have to say West Ham have been looking good recently. London derby and all that. Fair enough. That's a good result. I haven't seen the game, but fair enough. They've probably done a good job. Piss poor. That's piss poor. That is absolutely gash. That puts us down to 6th place as well in the league. But we do have a game in hand, which would, of course, propel us over. It's actually, it's okay in some ways because both of these teams that we're talking about, we're in contention to be ahead of us. So if West Ham had won, they'd have been ahead of us actually by more points than Arsenal. So in some ways, it's sort of done us a favour to be able to get into top 4 quicker, because if we do win our game in hand, when we are top 4, which is pretty cool, we will go into 4th place if we win our game in hand, cleared by a point of Arsenal. So yeah, they're just there temporarily. They're warming the spot for us. Just keep it warm, Arsenal Hollands. Hey, Disco Dave, mate, thank you so much for the €5 super chat, man. How you doing there, Dave, man? Let's read this out. Disco Dave comments, Premier League needs to go behind closed doors again to save the season, in my opinion, mate. Seen lots of players interacting with fans lately, mate, just for a few weeks. Dave, man, you bring up a great point. I mean, it's just, we'll talk about the hypothetical situation of there being no fans at games. So you do lose that atmosphere. Even watching it on the TV, it's just nowhere near as exciting. It just doesn't have that same edge because obviously the fans are a big part of it. The atmosphere creates a better game because they're urging on the players and all the rest of it. And they're reacting and all that kind of stuff. So it does make for a much better game of football. But at the same time, I kind of agree with you. If you've got all these games being postponed because players are contracting this virus and passing it on, that means there's a lot of people out there who are transmitting this virus. The players are doing it, so why should you think that fans coming to the game is not the case? And as far as I know, if you're vaccinated, you can still get it. Obviously, my brother's vaccinated. He's just had it, which means you can still transmit it. So even if you do have the vaccinations and do have a COVID pass, you could still technically have the virus and give the virus to somebody else at the game, and then they go home and give it to somebody that's not vaccinated. And it seems like the logical thing to do. I don't want to be that guy, but Disco Dave, I kind of agree with you, mate. Like, if you're going to have this disruption with the players, I mean, just for a little while before it gets a little bit more outrageous, talk about thousands of people packed in stadiums, it cannot be good, can it? Cannot be good. Disco Dave, man, thank you so much for the super chat. Let's get a super chat emoji in there for Disco Dave, man. I appreciate you. Excellent stream as always. Thank you, Johnny M, for getting in here. No Conga's better than Rice, says Sammy Assy. Hey there, first class gamer. What's up there, Mamasini? How's it going, dude? Eddie's Football Waffle says, this is so bad I can see the Prem keeping the congestion of fixtures up for Man U now. We will keep playing games every 3 days to make up for postponed fixtures in Jan. It's a big problem, isn't it, Eddie? I'm with you on that one, mate, because where are we going to fit these games in? Like, okay, we could have done with maybe a little break now, but we've only just had an international break a little while ago, and these games have got to be played. And so you're absolutely right. They could be wedged in there somewhere. And then we're going to find it difficult to actually be able to play all these games, especially if there's continuing problems ongoing with people testing positive for COVID, because this might not be going away for a little while. So even in a few months' time, if you've got a rearranged fixture, you might have a couple more players come down with it, and then that's postponed again. So there's big problems here, big problems. I agree. It's going to be a horrible couple of months, I think, in football. Hey there, Sean O'Riordan. Thank you so much for getting in with a €5 super chat, Sean. Let's be having you. He says, this is not about a virus, it's about control. Deep down in your gut, something is not right. Big Pharma making billions at our expense, says Sean O'Riordan. Maybe so, but Big Pharma's always made billions anyway, selling us absolutely every drug there is for any ailment possible already. So you don't have to tell me about Big Pharma and all that, because I know that there are. I mean, why do you think things like, a plant like cannabis is illegal in many, many countries, or in the UK and certainly a lot of places? It's because Big Pharma don't want that, mate. They don't want people treating ailments at home with a natural plant they could grow in the garden when they're making bajillions out of people with drugs that kill people. So, I totally understand. But at the same time, in terms of a scientific response to what you're saying, I mean, vaccinations are proven. Obviously, if you look at things like, tuberculosis, if you have a tuberculosis vaccination, then, you're not going to die of tuberculosis. But that used to be a thing in this country, and it still is. And obviously in third world countries and stuff, it's a crying shame. It is disgusting, that's still going on. But, in my opinion, it's probably best to get vaccinated. But that's just my opinion. Unless you are a conspiracy theorist and you believe that the government figures that they're telling you of, like, say, deaths from vaccinated people versus deaths from non-vaccinated people are lies. Unless you're saying that, which, I'm not saying they're 100% accurate, but unless you're saying that, then, I don't think it's the case. Right. Anyway, right, okay, bit heavy there, get a bit heavy there. Let's keep it a little bit more light, even though it's a tough topic. Bit heavy, mate. Crikey. Anyway, hey, Chrissy J says, big love how these Arsenal fans watch United YouTubers because their own team's channels are pure gash. So our secret Man U fans really, says Chrissy J. Spot on, Chrissy. I couldn't agree more with you, mate. There seems to be a lot of Arsenal holders in here a lot of the time. I agree entirely, mate, my friend. Emily, what's going on, says, good on you for not entertaining Big Pharma chat. They're absolutely the devil, but right now it don't seem to be the case, says Emily. Thank you, Emily, for getting in here with your comment. Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm no scientist. I have to just sort of go on what some scientists are saying, and you've got to be careful with who you listen to. I totally agree with that. But, Leah Barry says, and let Zayn and the Arsenal Melters gloating commence. I know, top four, here we come. There you go, we're in the top four now. Arsenal are back. Watch this, Arsenal are back. Hey, who's an Arsenal fan in the live chat? Sami Assi is in here. He says, how will you cope at the Emirates? I imagine we'll cope spot on. I'm guessing by then, because it's not until a few months' time. You know Ralph Rangnick's going to be having us playing some proper Gegenpress Fußball at that point, and we're going to be going to the Emirates and smashing Arsenal to pieces. Hakim Gaming YT, great to see you in here. What's going on? I'm just going to stay in the comments for a couple more minutes, dudes, before I get on to the next order of the news, because obviously the big news is the COVID stuff. Okay, so we've got another bit of information. Thank you very much here, Rush Mano, for sending me this little update we've got here. So yeah, it's so United basically, sources say that it's too early for a decision to be made over the Brighton match at this moment in time. Sources don't expect the situation within the squad to have improved by then, though. But I guess they have to wait for a couple of, still couple of days away from the weekend, and so yeah, we'll have to assess the situation closer to the time. I suppose is probably the best thing for both parties here. Absolutely awful news, though. If you're just getting in the stream, there's 100 of you legends in here. Do smash that thumbs up button. Let's see if we can get 100 likes on the stream. Also, the big news is that 19 players and staff have tested positive for COVID-19 within Manchester United. So that's pretty fucking awful. But it doesn't say, the extent of it in the first team, how many people are in the first team that have been affected. It's just 19 staff and players at Manchester United Football Club have tested positive for the virus. So that's the big news. Ben White versus Ronaldo, exactly, Roshmano. It would be an absolute massacre. I agree with you, mate. I couldn't agree more. Yeah. Fair enough, Zami. I mean, crikey. It's getting a little bit too political right now for my liking, but I guess that's what this is. It's a semi-political debate right now because this is a bigger matter than just football alone. So fair play to you peeps, but yeah, I mean, crikey. I miss a few years ago. I miss the Moyes days. I never thought I'd say that, but fucking hell. Anyway, right, let's get into the next order of informazione. So, right then, so United and City fans over the age of 18 must show either their NHS COVID vaccine pass or proof of a negative test result within the previous 48 hours to attend Premier League games from today. So Man United and Man City fans face new COVID measures attending matches. So there's new rules on COVID passes and masks have been introduced for fans attending games. I think it's just a matter of time until they actually stop fans at the stadiums for a small time being. And actually, I think with what's going on at the moment, with the rising numbers, and clearly, I mean, just look at it within football, let alone the rest of society, how many numbers there are of people getting the virus. I think maybe it does make sense just to chill out with the fans a little bit. Maybe you could have like, a lot less fans in the stadiums, but still some fans, or just no fans. But that's up for debate. But I'll ask you guys in the live chat. Smash a 1 in the live chat if you think we should continue with fans in the stadiums, or smash a 2 in the live chat if you think for now we should probably not have fans in the stadiums and wait for, just wait for it to blow over, Go to the Winchester, have a beer, and wait for all this to blow over. What do you think? 1 says Johnny M. Georgie Ivanov says 1. Anthony Skill says 1. Fair play to you. So a lot of people still think the game should continue. Kieran Kennedy, Anthony Skills, Alex says no. Vincent Bullock says continue. Yeah, I agree. Football is boring without fans. But if there's 19 players and staff at United have got it, how many people would contract this virus whilst at a game in a crowd with thousands of people in? I'm just wondering. I mean, I don't know, but it's got to be some, hasn't it? It's got to be some. 2 less fans, like 50%. See, that's a decent idea. That's a compromise, I suppose. Tonk Nash says 2. Big Gob says 1. Maybe lower capacity. Yeah, Eddie's Football Waffle. I think that's a decent compromise, isn't it? If they went 50% capacity, then maybe it would just make things a lot safer for everyone. Yeah, good shout. Okay, so that is the new COVID measures that have been brought in, though. So just to clarify, supporters of all the clubs in the Premier League will be required to complete a COVID status self-declaration on their club's website prior to attending games and be prepared to show their COVID pass on arrival. What a fucking kerfuffle. This is probably going to put a few people off anyway. Just going to games after all this, with this going on, what's going on in the country, and also, you know, this sort of admin stuff. This is probably just going to be like, oh, fuck that. So you've got to go online on the club's website prior to attending a game and be prepared to show your COVID pass on arrival. So there you go. I mean, obviously this isn't going to please everyone. There are some people who are the whole anti-vaxxer, etc., or just some people who, for whatever reason, haven't had it. And should they be excluded from society? That's essentially what you're doing here. You're actually excluding people from society by doing this. If you have not had your COVID test or vaccination, actually, no, sorry, I apologize. I apologize. You can attend the game. You just need to show a negative test within 48 hours to attend Premier League games. That sounds a little bit sus as well, doesn't it? Like, if you just got a test done 48 hours ago and the game's on a Saturday morning and you got it done on Thursday night and you're clean, and then you go out Thursday night, Friday night on an absolute massive bender in the clubs, you know, hitting up Manny hard, you know what I mean? And then you go in there Saturday morning, COVIDed right up, and that's okay. I mean, I just don't understand that either. Like, either have a more stringent rule or no rule at all. It's kind of bollocks. But anyway, so supporters must do this from now on. Premier League clubs have announced that all fans, including those of United City, risk being denied entry into a ground if they're unable to do so. Masks must be worn in indoor stadium areas and while travelling to the match on public transport. The Premier League also asked that face coverings in stands be worn, and in other areas, like when you're buying a fucking sausage roll or something. It also reiterates that those with symptoms of COVID-19 are not to travel to the game, sort of a no-brainer there. And they've been brought into place after the government introduced a Plan B regulations for autumn and winter to tackle this new gas-tastic Omicron version of the virus. So they will actually, if the game is at Old Trafford on Saturday, is it Saturday? Yeah, the Brighton game. Then if that is going ahead, then that will be the case at that game. So Premier League Chief Exec Richard Masters says, his name's Dick Masters, by the way. He says, we are doing all we can to keep fans safe and grounds open at full capacity. The safety of everyone remains our priority, and since the start of the season, we've been working closely with our clubs, government and local public health authorities to prepare fans and stadium operations for the introduction of COVID certification. So he says it's really important that fans take the time to understand what is required of them when attending Premier League stadiums, which is why we're asking fans to declare their COVID status ahead of match day. We want everyone to enjoy matches in safe environments, and we want our clubs to continue to urge fans to do all they can and follow public health guidance. So this is going to open up a bit of a can of worms in the live chat, but let's just see what you think about this. So, do you think, smash a 1 in the live chat if you think you should have to be vaccinated to attend a game or show a COVID pass that you've tested negative within a short period, or just smash a 2 if you don't think there should be any rules, and if you want to live your life and attend a football game, you should be able to, regardless of whether or not you've had the vaccine or chosen to have it or not. Let me know what you guys think in the live chat. It's going to split the chat, I think, a bit down the middle, but that's what I wanted to do. Anyway, hey, we got a super chat here from Disco Dave, lad. Get in there. How you doing there, Primot, by the way? Hope you're good tonight. And Madhouse says, what about my rights? So you think that everybody should be vaccinated or have to prove it? Most people, Rushmano, Primot, Madhouse. Well, it is a place where a lot of transmission could take place. Mikhail says, no, free for all. Big God Bob says, free for all, baby. Never mind 2 every day of the week, says Archie Gilbert. Fair play to you guys. Yeah, a little bit split in the live chat. I think most people think that people should be vaccinated then, it seems like, or at least prove that they are not COVID positive at the time. It sort of stands to reason. Super chat from Disco Dave, mate. Let's get a super chat emoji in there for Mr. Disco Dave. Come on, my son. Thank you very much for that. He says, next year is a World Cup year. It would be devastating to England's chances if they have to play games later in the year. It's your best chance to win, says Disco Dave. Hey, good point. You know what? I'm forgetting now, Disco Dave. What is the schedule of proceedings for the 2022 season? Because obviously it's not going to be a normal season, is it? Because we're going to have a winter break. So is there not going to be like an extended summer here? Maybe they could squeeze a couple in at the end of the season or so, make this extend the season a little bit. I don't know. I really don't know what the schedule looks like. But because of that Qatar World Cup being smack bang in the middle of December, I think it starts in December. It means that it was already slightly different. So maybe that's bad. Maybe that actually means there's less time and less room in the summer to be able to actually do anything like that. Disco Dave, thank you so much for the super chat there. That's a very good point you bring up. It really could be. We have to see what could be devastating for a lot of different countries' chances. Viking Red says, get vaxxed, fair play to you, my son. 1.2 shouldn't be available at the moment, says Must Play. Big up Rush, says Solo Tamura. Yes, big up Rush, man, an absolute bloody legend. First one never worked, second one never worked. Let's trust this third one that was manufactured. Well, I mean, that is a little bit... If you actually, it depends what if you believe what the statistics are, Mikhail. Statistically, those who have been vaccinated have a much better chance of surviving than those who are unvaccinated. So, statistically, that's what they've told us, unless you're saying they're absolute lying bastards. How is Qatar World Cup still going ahead, says Emily? Yeah, very good point. We'll have to wait and see about that. I mean, that whole thing's an absolute fucking joke in the first place. Who passed off on that one, guys? Well, we know who did. FIFA and all the corrupt various different organizations and FAs and people around the world who were in on that one. The Qatar, I mean, let's be honest, Qatar is a very, very rich nation. And in terms of football and pedigree, it's not a country that you think of. I mean, I don't even think they have a national league, or certainly didn't have a national league before this. They didn't even have the stadiums built to sustain this tournament. Initially, they have to build them all from scratch. And then I think they're even taking a lot of them down afterwards and shipping them to other countries afterwards because there's no use for them in Qatar. They don't need to have all these fucking top-of-the-range stadiums there. Not only that, it's in the summer, or it wasn't supposed to be in the summer. That's what the fucking World Cup is. It's a summer tournament. That's how corrupt it was. They had to bloody change it because they realised even that was the most ridiculous thing. They couldn't have a tournament in 50, 60-degree heat in a desert in the middle of the fucking summer. Absolute idiots. And so they had to rearrange every single league in the world in order to fit this in the winter. And for what? So a few people, a few very greedy, money-hungry, disgraceful human beings can get sickly rich off of a nation's winning, want to host a tournament. I think it's a fucking disgrace. So there's many reasons why they should have never had it to begin with. Many reasons, and there will continue to be many reasons. But you're right. I don't know how it could go ahead. Yeah, FIFA says Batman Knight fan. How did Russia host a World Cup? Alex Walker? Well, I mean, it's you could argue another situation, but what I would say about Russia is, in terms of footballing nations, Russia compared to Qatar, it's not even close. Russia is a massive footballing nation compared to Qatar. They're not massive like Brazil, but they're a big, they've produced some good players over the years, Roman Pavlyuchenko or whoever, never that great, don't get me wrong, never that great, but they have produced some decent players. They've had some decent sides, Spartak Moscow, the other Moscow team, they've got some decent teams, and Zenit St. Petersburg, hey, they're a decent stand. They've got a decent league. They've got decent footballing credentials. I've got no problem with Russia hosting it, in all fairness. Plus, they've got the infrastructure there. And actually, what I'd say about the Russia World Cup is, I mean, it wasn't my favorite World Cup, but in terms of them hosting a World Cup, it was one of the best and well-hosted World Cups we've ever seen. They did a boss job of hosting that World Cup and making sure it was safe and great and just fair and everything. I thought they did a great job of that World Cup. So I've got no problem with them doing that. The problem I have is that they've given it to I also haven't got a problem with them giving it to a nation that hasn't hosted it before. I'm not bitter about England not getting it. What I'm pissed off about is the fact that they could have given it to another new nation that not had it before, that maybe deserves it more than Qatar. Because the only reason I see Qatar deserving it is because they paid the most for it. That's the truth of it. Viking Red says, life before football. Absolutely, lad. Get in there. Eddie's Football Waffle. This COVID is wrecking livelihoods. I can't get the logic that a virus with less than 1% fatality rate is destroying things, says Eddie's Football Waffle. Oh, you better believe it, Eddie. It's there's lots of people, I think we're up to like 150,000 people have died from the virus since it first came into our shores. So, it's having a significant impact. And of course, if you don't stop it from getting to if there's a tipping point, it could be quite disastrous. Like if the hospitals were all full up with sick people and they're just completely overrun, and you can't get enough nurses and doctors to treat enough patients, you haven't got the rooms, you haven't got the space, it becomes an absolute shit show. So you've got to keep on top of it, you know. So you don't want to take the chance. I'd rather be safe than sorry, is what I'm saying here, you know. A pig, can you tell me everyone to subscribe to your channel and mine, says Archie Gilbert. No. What sort of? I'd rather you just like actually, you know, went about it, you know, in a conventional way, rather than just sort of going and spamming it, telling me to shout you out, mate. You know what I mean? Hey, Mamasini, thank you very much. Oh no, sorry, it's not Mamasini, but Mamasini, thank you very much for getting in here, you Don. Your name was near there. It's Jay Gill with a 179 super chat. Thank you for getting in. He says, you playing FIFA today, bro? Jay Gill, you know what? I'm actually not. So sorry to disappoint you there, Jay. I will be back on tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and we'll be going in there raw tomorrow with a double header with the career mode episode, which is coming tomorrow. But you know what? Mrs. P is around this evening, and she's only free this evening this week, so we're just going to hang out tonight. You know, obligations and all that sort of thing. Jay Gill, but you know, from Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and all the rest of it, we will be back on 100%. Primot, what's going on? It's strange times for us all. Just have to do our best to stay safe and help to keep others safe. It will be here forever. Sadly, I think that might be the case. Reduced capacity in football grounds will be like a full house at City, says Rushmardo. I mean, that is true, isn't it? It's like the Etihad. They should just call it the Etihad ruling and just put that in place. So every stadium just has to have like a third capacity. Oh, that's a good one. Anyway, I love that. Right, okay, I've got a bit of news. I'm just gonna let this topic settle here. We're nearly at 100 likes, guys. Do smash that thumbs up button on the stream if you're just joining us. That would really mean a lot. Do hit the like. It's free. Takes just but a second. If you enjoy this channel, enjoy this stream at all, then do help us out by smashing that like button. That helps us boost up there on the algorithm and puts us in front of a couple more eyes, etc. So smash the like and hit the subscribe button if it's your first time on the channel. We're on here covering all the latest United news daily. No 17 videos a day covering clickbait shite though. Just the main sort of topics, rundowns. Usually do about 2 or 3 United news videos a day when there's busy stuff to keep you posted throughout the day. But if there's not too much going on, we give you a concise rundown. So do hit that subscribe button if you're new too. Manny Snooflacky says, how do I let you know to get in on those post-match reviews, mate? Manny Snooflacky, you're in. Yes, so I messaged you about that, didn't I? Yes, Manny. Yes, let's get you on the, well, there's one on Friday at 6 p.m. UK time. I'm not sure who's already down for the show, but we should have space for you, Manny. So if you want to get on that one, it's 6 p.m. UK time. But then again, I'm not 100% if that's happening yet because it depends if the game's going on. I guess the guys can talk about that regardless, but, yeah, so but basically, have you got Telegram, Manny? Because I want to get a few people in a Telegram group to be able to orchestrate these fan panel shows. So please do let me know. Give me a message on Insta. Actually, we'll sort it out on there, bud. Top man. Yes, Miz says some love time with the Mrs. Indeed. Roy Keane emoji says Miz 528. I'd be throwing punches. Yeah, oh, I bet absolutely. Seth Macro says Qatar is a beautiful country with very good people living there. They deserve to host it next year. Seth Macro, I agree with your first 2 statements, but not the last. I don't believe they do deserve to host it. I mean, there's lots of other nice countries with beautiful scenery and beautiful people in there too that do deserve to host it more. That's what I'm saying. It has to be a fair. It has to make sense. And I'm sorry, when that was announced, I remember watching the World Cup draw live, the host draw live. Beckham's watching on, everyone's watching on. When they said Qatar, it's like you could hear a pin drop. Everyone was like, did they just say Qatar? What the fuck? You know, it's like, it just didn't make sense at all. So they didn't have any of the infrastructure there needed to host a successful World Cup. Fair enough that they want to spend the bajillions of pounds and destroy the environment and rip down these stadiums afterwards and, you know, and change it to a Winter World Cup and make all these exceptions as well. Then fair enough. But it doesn't really make sense for me. Thank you, Extensive. Been watching since you had that gap. What does that even mean? What gap? Nate H. Hey, what's going on there, Nate H, mate? Thank you for a $1.99 super chat here, dude. Get in there, my son. Nate H. By the way, guys, listen, everybody's got different opinions when it comes to the COVID and what different stuff and what's going on. Listen, I'm not trying to piss anybody off. I'm literally just giving you my views and my opinions. And I'm trying to sort of remain reasonably impartial when it comes to talking about vaccines or passports and all the rest of it, you know, because I don't want to piss anyone off. I'm not really here to talk about any of these political issues. I'm here to talk about United, and it does obviously is being affected by this other stuff. So we're going to try and skirt around it a little bit because it's just, I ain't got time for that shit. Ain't nobody got time for that. Hashtag ain't nobody got time for that. You know what I mean? Nate H, he says, one person dying is too many people, have no empathy. Great point, Nate H. That's such a wonderful point. Yeah, that's such a good point. I mean, yeah, people do say about percentages and all these things, which is valid, but also it's something that we should be trying to get on top of. And unfortunately, because of these variants of the mutations that are taking place, and all these different variants that are transmitted across the world, it's hard to really keep on top of it. So it's just going to become like a seasonal flu type thing, I believe. You know, years ago the flu was a more serious thing, and it's still a serious thing if you're an older person. Well, older people go and get flu jabs seasonally to make sure that they don't, you know, succumb to the flu. And so I don't see how it's any different for this. Really, it might have like a mortality rate that's twice as high. I'm sure if you went back in history and looked at mortality rates for the flu, for influenza B or whatever, influenza A or B, whatever the fucking difference is, and had a look at the mortality rates for that, then you would probably find out that that at certain times in history that was much higher as well. Until, I guess, they brought these jabs out, these seasonal jabs that people have, and you know they're supposed to help. I don't understand the science behind it, but I just know that they give you a new batch every single winter to the older people, and it's supposed to protect them against the flu virus. So it's just going to become like that in the future, I think. It's probably not going away. It probably will continue to change and develop and mutate over the years. And we just sort of got to hope that they can get on top of it and can get rid of it. But it is something that, good point, Nate H. I like your style, man. I like your style. Get some love hearts in there for Nate H. Absolutely love that. Yeah, how many workers have died in Qatar constructing the stadiums? I'm not too sure, Johnny. Have there been a bunch that have died? I know in Brazil there was a few that died when they had to do something like that when they were hosting. Manny Stufaki says 6 p.m. UK time is 10 a.m. my time, going to be in the office, but I can do weekend games. Oh, brilliant. Well, we do post-match reactions to any early-ish games at the weekend, Manny, so you can definitely get on them post-match, lad. Yeah, okay, so how many in the chat have been vaccinated? That's a good question, Jarvis. Smash a 1 in the live chat if you've been vaccinated. Smash a 2 if you have not. I have been vaccinated, so I'm going to smash a 1. By the way, Rushmano, thank you so much for getting in here with your £25 super chat. What a fucking absolute donsu! Come on! Back of the net. Hey, Rushmano, thank you very much for that, mate. I appreciate that, lad. Oh, what a top lad. He says, get yourself and Mrs. P a takeaway. Brownie points with the missus. What a fucking absolute legend. My goodness me. You know what? She'll be made up with that, Rushmano, to be fair. Oh, yeah. Oh, she'll probably have a late night kebab, Rushmano. Rushmano, and so will I. Anyway, Rushmano, thank you so much for getting in here with that, man. That's absolutely legendary. Get those souls in there for Rushmano. Thank you so much. We will get a takeaway. What takeaway do you think we should get, guys? Your vax 2 doses, says Mamacini. What a legend. Rushmano, always giving me the updates and keeping me up to date with what's going. What a top dude. Hey, we're nearly at 100 likes, everyone. Smash that thumbs up button if you're just getting in the stream. Luke S., thank you very much for hitting that subscribe button. K Slater 23 in here, what a don. Primos says, I'll just delete him off the squad. Simple. Who we deleting off the squad? Kenny Dalglish. Oh, shit. Okay, so if anybody doesn't know, I do play FIFA, and on Ultimate Team last night, I did an icon pack, and I ended up getting none other than the main twat, Kenny Dalglish. And it's so annoying. I was disgusted when he came out, but he's a decent player on the game. It's horrible. But you can't play with Kenny, can you? Chinese says 40-year-old Virgil. Indian says Walker 33. Vuvuzela says Randon Lewis. Hey, we've got 94 likes. Get in there, Rushy. Nice. If the Spanish flu came along now, half the world's population would be wiped out. Only difference is there wasn't 7,000 flights a day back then. That's why it didn't spread worldwide, says Disco Dave. Well, fair enough, lad. Fair enough. I guess it just spread on boats a lot more back then. One, thank you very much, Disco Day, for the information and the history lesson. One double vaccinated and still got it, so F the booster jab. Yeah, I know. I'm gonna get it at some point. I am gonna get the booster at some point. Cool homies, thank you very much for putting the link to the channel membership in there. Nice one, cool homies. Appreciate that. Any hints on which players got the bug? The only rumours I've heard really is Matic, but yeah, no, I haven't really heard anything. I mean, we know who hasn't got it because there's been players obviously pictured at the training. So, how to receive a super chat, says John Brindley. How do you receive one? Well, you have to have a YouTube channel, get to 1,000 subscribers, certain amount of watch time, and then apply for monetization. If you want to send me a super chat, though, there's a little dollar button down there if that's what you meant. Okay. So then, let me get into the rest of the news, peeps. I've got some transfer news to get into, which is, so it seems a little bit redundant to talk about this moment in time, but I better cover it. So there are rumours and murmurs that Antonio Rudiger is linked to a move to Manchester United, that Chelsea are looking to cash in. Maybe they could do a negotiation for Rudiger. I mean, I guess there's worse options than Antonio Rudiger at centre-back. I mean, who would you rather have answer this in the live chat? Who would you rather see start in a game, Rudiger or Harry Maguire? It's actually, it's like, I don't think he's exactly what we need, but in terms of like, improvements, it's one of those. Hang on, what's this that's just come through? Swung in on the vine this morning. Let's have a look at this. Oh, okay, so the Premier League had staff present at Carrington today to monitor which protocols are being adhered to. That's another piece of information that's just come out as well. Thank you, Rushmano. Oh, I wanted to talk about this. Sorry, before I get onto the transfer news, I apologise. Varane, Cavani and Martial. Manchester United injury latest before Brighton. So just so you know, Varane, if the game is to go ahead, Varane could make his debut in the game at the weekend against Brighton. He's returned to light training last week, and he took part in full training on Friday before United's visit to Norwich. He's obviously not played for a little while now, but his rehabilitation is pretty much done. Obviously, Paul Pogba's still out with a thigh injury. That'll probably rumble on all January transfer window long, if you ask me, just so he can leave on a free in the summer and all the rest of it. I don't know. But this is what but Pogba's definitely not fit. Rangnick said he still isn't fully fit, and from what I've heard, it will take another couple of weeks until he's fit for training again. He has been out for quite some time, so it will be another couple of weeks for him to get match fit. So it's going to be 4 to 6 weeks, I think, for Paul Pogba at least, which might just take him to about the end of the January transfer window. We'll have to wait and see what happens there. But Raphael Varane, that's good news about Raphael coming back in there. Manchester United still remain in talks with the Premier League at this moment in time of the state in regards to the status of the situation with the game at the weekend. So they'll monitor it. They'll continue to test. They'll continue to monitor it, make sure that the game isn't going to be compromised by too many players having the virus closer to the time. It's too early, really, to decide whether or not to call that game off. I guess they're going to wait until Friday and then decide whether to play the game or not. So let's get into the latest transfer news then, guys. So we've got a bit on Amadou Haidara, some quotes from him. This was in Build in regards to Rangnick. He said in regards to Rangnick, I'm very grateful to him, to Ralph Rangnick, because he really wanted me and gave me great confidence as a coach in Leipzig. He later told me to stay with RB and trust that Julian Nagelsmann would make me better. So, now that obviously Nagelsmann's gone, it's Amadou Haidara seems to really want to play for Manchester United, and if we're going to sign somebody in the January transfer window, it's probably going to be somebody that's not a ridiculous amount of money. It's understood he's got a release clause in his contract. It's not too much. I think 32 million or something like that, is it? I forget off the top of my head, but it's not a huge amount of money in order to get Amadou Haidara, who's 23 years of age, that Rangnick knows and likes and thinks he's a very good player. This is what Amadou Haidara had to say about Manchester United. He said, everyone had a favourite team as a kid. Mine was Manchester United. I was a big fan of Cristiano Ronaldo. I liked Scholes, Evra, Van der Sar, Anderson. If you want to talk Anderson, if you want to talk to me about rumours, I'm at Leipzig and I feel good. So that's what he said. So he's not saying, he's obviously being respectful of the club that he's at if that bid never comes in from Manchester United. But from what we're understanding is Amadou Haidara, it's almost a come and get me type thing. He's very keen to play for Manchester United. If Rangnick wants him in January, he could easily play. He could easily go there. So I think that's probably a very likely transfer because we've been linked to him for a little while because of the Rangnick connection. He's not too much money. There's a release clause. And also, we have to make a midfield signing in the Jan window to have a better chance of challenging this season. I think that's clear. Our midfield is gash. We've got 2 players that are potentially going to go in January, 2 at the minimum, really. I think Jesse Lingard will be cashed in on. He seems like he's not really going to play that often at United still, and he will probably wants to play, and we could do with the money. And then there's Tony Martial as well. There's possibility that he goes somewhere. He is quite an expensive player, though. I don't know how much United would ask for him, but 40 or 50 million pounds. So maybe there's not a team out there willing to pay that sort of money for him, unless there can be some sort of swap deal done with a team. That's also a possibility too. So I don't know for Hydera, but probably not. Maybe De Jong over at Barca. We've had discussions about that recently. Who knows? But it's that's some positive news. Is that United could be signing a midfielder in the Jan window? Let's hope so. Anderson was part of the team that 8-2'd Arsenal. He was Brandon Lewis. No, don't get me wrong about Anderson. Anderson was a good player at United because of Sir Alex Ferguson, really. I think Fergie got the best out of every player when he was manager. And Anderson obviously did really well when he was at the club. But in terms of is he one of the greats for Manchester United? He's obviously not, is he? But Anderson was good. Don't get me wrong, Lynette. He was good under Fergie, just like everybody was. But if you look at his career post-Fergie, it's like, what did that guy do? Who did he play for, Atletico Mineiro or something? I'm just saying, it's not exactly the most glistening after Manchester United, which I think is a credit to Sir Alex Ferguson. And Anderson was great. And every dog has his day, and not everyone can have 10 years of longevity. I get that. Hey, Connor Matthews says 100 likes. Get in there, my son. Come on. Where are you? Let's be having you. Thank you, everyone who smashed the like button. That helps us out. Appreciate you. 100 likes. Come on. Let's go. So this is a bit of new information. Thank you, Rushmana, for sending this in. So Britons have been advised not to attend football matches in stadiums. Breaking news on Sky. Oh, shit. Guys, we've got breaking news. This is not actually I don't think this is an order. Let's take a look at this. So this is on Sky News. It's just been reported this evening. Thank you very much, Rushy. It says Britons have been advised not to attend football matches in stadiums and to prioritise social events that really matter to them. So again, just making people make up their mind. Speaking at Downing Street News Conference, Professor Chris Whitty, Dr. Nikki Kanani, and Medical Director of Primary Care, blah, 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 blah. Stark warnings from medical experts that includes extension of mandatory face masks, blah, 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 blah. So he says, as my advice would be, if you're going to go to a stadium at the weekend, make it one where you can get your vaccine or help out to give a vaccine rather than going to watch a match, he said. Professor Whitty said it was very sensible for people to make choices between social events they attend and which they don't. I think that most people are doing. So it's okay. Yeah, so for them, it's okay. So, no football, no this. But if they want to go for a Tory gangbang somewhere, that's okay. You know what I'm saying? If they want to go for a Tory nosh, then that's fine. So anyway, listen, it's just advising people. It says essentially people are making their own choices here. It's down to people making their own choices. So that's on Sky News. Britons have been advised not to attend football matches. That's the latest. Britons have been advised not to attend football matches by the Prime Minister and Chris Whitty, English Chief Medical Officer, Dr. Nikki Kanani. That's the situation. They've been advised not to do it. Oh, holy shit! Oh, my goodness me! Manny Slouflaki with a red one. Fuck me. That's a festive colour indeed, sir. Manny Slouflaki. Sue! Get in there, my son. Holy shit. Manny, thank you very much for the $100 super chat, mate. What the? You didn't have to go and do that, Manny. Holy crap. Hang on, let me just go and check this out. Damn, son. I know. Fucking hell. Guys, let's get some souls and love hearts in there for Manny Slouflaki. That is a raw one. He's gone in there raw with that one, Manny. Thanks, Manny. Let's read this out. He says, happy holidays, mate. Happy holidays to you. He says, treat the missus to some Dom tonight. Get in there. And you know what? I don't know if you mean dominoes or if you mean domination, but you know what? I'll treat it at both, Manny. Just for you, pal. It's red panty night. Break out the red panties. Manny Slouflaki's made us rich, baby. Oh, brilliant. He says roses are red, violets are blue, CR7 scores, jumps and screams, Soo! Sent you a few DMs for my IG, Manny BDE, follow back. Cheers, mate. Happy to see your channel grow from when you only had hundreds of subs. Mate, thank you, Manny Slufaki. Yes, you've been around this channel a long time. Manny's been on this channel before, back on a Pig and the Hen show back in the day, years ago, with his handsome face. Manny's a handsome bastard. You ladies of the channel are going to look forward to having, and some of you guys, are going to look forward to having Manny on the channel just for that reason alone. But he's going to come on some post-match shows soon. Manny Slufaki, thank you so much for that. I really appreciate that. What a lovely message. Honestly, that's an absolutely lovely message there from Manny Slufaki, man. Appreciate it. Thank you, Manny Slufaki. Thank you very much, man. That's very kind. What an absolute hero. Oh, man, just mug Tox Coles has become you meant Dom Perignon. That's fucking quality. You see, that's the difference of mindsets here, Manny. You know what I'm saying? You're in that upper echelon typo there, clearly with the Dom Perignon. I'm more in the Domino's pizza market. My go-to Dom is Domino's. Anyway, that's fucking class, Manny. Thank you so much. I will give you a follow back on IG as well, mate. Thank you so much, and I'll give you a message about the show. Get in there, mate. Nice one. Absolute hero. Johnny M. Eddie, thank you. We'll get you on one of these post-match shows. Hopefully there is a post-match show for the Brighton game. If there is, there should well be. Eddie's Football Waffle should be hosting a post-match show with the lads fan panel. So yeah, Eddie says, Manny Slufaki, look forward to chatting to you if you're on the fan shows. Absolutely, yes, he will be. You thought Domino's, says Wild West. Threesome with Dom, says Big God Bob. Okay, who fought Domino's and who fought Domination and who fought Dom Perignon? Anyway, right, okay. Thank you so much for that, Manny. Love hearts in the live chat for Manny. That is very, very generous of you and very kind, mate. Happy holidays to you. Merry Christmas. Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas. Appreciate that. Big Bear, what's going on as well, bro? How are you doing tonight? Just matched Lani in the Prem. The game was unplayable, though. Oh, no way. You lagged from start. Oh, no. Who won? That's awful, though, if it was a lag fest. Hey, Andreas Hansen getting in on the act here. Crikey, mate. With a 50 knock super chat. Don't know why I've gone Australian. He's from Norway. He says Norwegian outlet TVT2 at Emirates says maybe 10 to 14 days break in the Premier League. Andreas Hansen, thank you so much for getting in here, you Norwegian legend. I appreciate that. I'm guessing you're a Norwegian from Norway there. But, yeah, fair enough. TV2 is pretty decent as well. I mean, we'll have to wait and see. I think if there's a lot of games that are being held up here, if it happens right now, you know, because how these things go, they tend to have a little bit of a spike, don't they? That's the true of the virus in society, but also, like, with this. So if you can just sort of halt it and allow everyone who's bloody, or just get all the, you know, the initial transmissions out of the way, I guess, and there's a little break. I mean, I don't know, because they're always going to continue to come. That's the problem. I think this is what I think should happen, personally. I don't think they should have a break. I think what they should do is more or less setting a rule in place where, let's say, if there's 5 first-team players of staff, sorry, 5 just players, 5 first-team players who have got the virus, then you should not play the game. It should be rearranged, should be postponed. If you've got 5 positive tests, that's too many. But any less than that, I think you should be able to use your squad. You should even have to use your youth team and just treat it like an injury. That's kind of what I believe. And I know that might actually be an issue because in terms of transmitting the disease further, that might actually be a problem. That might prove to be a problem because you still might have some people slip under the radar who've been tested, but they're actually positive, and then they give it to other people, and then it exacerbates the problem. I don't know. Listen, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what the best course of action is, Andreas Hansen. But to be fair, Andreas, it wouldn't surprise me if there was a break. We've seen it before. We've seen it before, haven't we? Guys, let's get a soo in the chat for Andreas. Thank you, Andreas. Another Norwegian legend getting in here. I missed your super chat, but you had no valid messages to say. Oh, shit, Mamacino, I'm so sorry, mate. Did I? Mate, is that why I said earlier? Is that why I said... Oh, mate, hang on a second. Dude, I'm so sorry. Check this out. Oh, shit, I thought the actual super chat was going to pop up again. Hey, Mamacini, I'm so sorry I missed that, bro. What an absolute legend. Let's get a Soo in there for Mamacini. I really didn't intend to do that. He says, cheers, everyone. All hail the pig. Hey, mate, that's a fucking message worth reading out. He says, Man U until kingdom. Man United, kingdom come. Oh, sorry. Man U until kingdom come and oink oink. Don't follow the trawler. You're better than that. Wee! I need a drink. Hey, thank you, Mamacini. Fucking have that drink, mate. Have a sharp drink, son. Mamacini, thank you so much for that. It's very generous as well. Another super chat, Mamacini. Sorry I missed it, bud. Much love. Let's get another Soo in there for Mamacini. Much love. I really appreciate that one, dude. Get in there. Get in there, my son. Well, let me scroll back down to the bottom of the live chat now. I'm running out of drink. Right then. So, Cody Elder says, Soo. Great to have you all in here tonight, by the way, guys. Do smash the like button. Get yourself involved in the chat as well. Click the bell icon so you get notifications and all that jazz. Just give me 2 seconds because I want to get on to the next bit of transfer information we got. So we talked about Amadou Haidara. By the way, Barcelona, it's understood there's this principal agreement in place for Alexis Sanchez to return on loan to Barcelona. Barcelona are quick becoming a mid-table team, mate. My evil plan is coming together. No, it is funny though, isn't it? I mean, what's going on? They're going to get rid of some of their best players in Jan to pay off some of their debts, obviously, and then they're just going to assemble a team full of absolutely shit players. You know, it seems like, I don't know. Here is Alexis Sanchez. They might even get Tony Marcio, another sort of United reject, if that's what you want to call him. If he does go, yeah, Barcelona. That's pretty much it. They're looking for players to loan, so they might take Tony on a loan with an option to buy, or they might do a swap, or they might sell one of the players. You know, they're trying to get some sort of budget players in here on loans at this moment in time. They need to sell players and loan players. That's what they're doing. Loner. I like Loner as their name personally. Nobody said that in the live chat. I'm just saying it right now. Loner. Hey, the gaming Jew, what's going on, my man? How you doing? He says, evening, Piggo. Hope you're well, brother. Looks as though COVID is better at taking out players than Robbie Savage in his heyday. Dirty bugger. Hey, he was indeed, wasn't he? And a pretty shit player. Other than that, he was okay, but he was pretty bang average. But I just remember him like being a part of that proper Gash Derby team, like the whipping boys of the Premier League. But anyway, so Robbie Savage, yeah, you know, his son Charlie not started, but he came on the last few minutes of the game for us the other day, actually, believe it or not. Yeah. I hope you're doing good, man. Thank you so much for getting in here. Absolute bloody legend he is, the gaming Jew. Great to see you, boss. Barca shopping at Saga FC, says Rushmano. Barcelona, says Big God Bob. Gashalona, says Man United Hodge. I like that. Bear Barcelona, that's another one as well. Because they've been bent over on this one, to be fair. They're in so much debt, they've got to get rid of a lot of their players in Jan and loan other players. So, you know, any links to top players at this moment for Barcelona in terms of permanent moves are not really the case. So there is a story here as well. Manchester United are keen on getting rid of Tony Marcio, as well as the understanding, because Tony's agent came out 2 weeks ago in the press publicly and said Tony wants to leave in January. And Rangnick's comments, obviously the new manager's comments were like, you know, he doesn't want to deal with that crap in public, and if he doesn't want to keep a player here who doesn't want to be here, essentially, and talking about Paul Pogba as well. So, you know, we sort of know what United's stance is here. We could do with cashing in on this guy anyway. He kind of is surplus to requirements. I could see a loan move to Barcelona taking place with an option to buy in the future. So there you go. We got an update on Fiorentina's Vlahovic. Dusan Vlahovic. So he's been offered, they've offered him the highest contract ever in the history of Fiorentina several times, says Fiorentina's CEO Baroni. He says both Dusan and his agent made us realise that they do not want to accept. Our bid is still on the table. So this is another player that United are linked with. And by all accounts, he's a very, very good player. I haven't seen too much of him. You know, I haven't watched too much of this Serie A, but by all accounts, he's a very good player. So that's another player that United are interested in. And Fiorentina CEO Joe Baroni confirmed also that, yes, we want to sign Jonathan Iconi. We're working on it. We'd love to sign him as he'd be perfect for our play style. The negotiation is at the final stages, 15 million euros plus future sale percentage. So this is from Fabrizio Romano this morning, just gave us an update this morning. So just in regards to a Vlahovic link, there is a link to Vlahovic. What do you guys think about that? Smash a 1 in the live chat if you would like to see Dusan Vlahovic sign for Manchester United in the summer, say. Or maybe even sooner than that. But smash a 1 in the live chat if you think that would be a good signing for us. Smash a 2 if you think that that is not a good signing for us. Wild West says, get rid of Martial. Looking at his bald head makes me uneasy. Space Raider running in behind. Hey, that's harsh, Wild West. You might go bald one day, lad. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody else can be blessed with such a thick head of hair like me and Edinson Cavani. Do you know what I mean? Let's not be hair shall here. You know what I mean? Anyway, no. Only Gonna Social says, I'm depressed. Oh, no. What's that? Gaming Juice says, sell mask. Oh, no, wait. Where is it? Oh, good to see you, Rushman. Oh, yes. Get in there. I wonder what that word was as well. Let's get a poll going for the Dom interpretation. Good one, Manny Snooflacky. I think most people in the UK would have either thought of that as Dominoes or domination. That's what I think. Don't think people would have said Dom Perignon. That's just my opinion. But, you know, maybe the upper classes would, my son. You know what I mean? Okay, so also Real Madrid are interested in the signing of Antonio Rudiger. Apparently he's also been offered to Manchester United, could be offered to Manchester United. You know, I personally don't think that will happen because we've got a lot of centre-backs and we'd have to get rid of some first before we do that. I think we need to sign a midfielder in January to improve that area is more paramount for us. Some of them, maybe Everton, are interested in Wayne Rooney if things with Rafa Benitez don't work out. You know, he's like hanging on to his job by a thread at the moment, really. He's having an absolute stinker. Where is Everton in the league right now? They're in 14th place. I mean, they're only 6 points off of 8th place, but really 8th is the sort of bare minimum they should be. And if the next couple of games do not go his way, he's got a goal difference of -8 in the league. If they don't go his way, then he's probably going to get sacked off. Back to the restaurant you go to serve paella to your next customer, lad. Because he is the ultimate Spanish waiter, this guy. Isn't he? But anyway, I wonder if he if he will turn it around there. Who knows? So there you go. That is pretty much it. Dennis Zakaria actually saw a Liverpool target with Klopp Dream available in January for €7 million, apparently. So lots of teams linked with Dennis Zakaria. Understandably, Liverpool are as well. Newcastle United interested in signing Kieran Trippier, which for them would be a very good signing if they could get him in January. So they're keeping an eye on Trippier as well. Wayne Rooney has links with Everton Football Club. That's basically the latest transfer news. And Amadou Haidara is a priority signing for Manchester United in January, potentially as well. So that is the latest, guys. And if you're just getting in the stream, wondering what we've been talking about earlier, the big news of the stream, Manchester United hit with 19 positive COVID cases as the club, of course, is hit with an outbreak of the virus. And now we are in this sort of limbo where we're not too sure whether or not the game at the weekend will be being played. And we have to just wait and see close to the time what happens. Here we go. We've got another bit of information. Thank you, Rushy, for sending this over. So basically, the last few days in England, we've had the highest ever positive COVID tests have been reported within the English clubs. The Premier League is now considering a break of 14 days. So that's actually from some legend mentioned that in the live chat earlier as well from Norway, that could be a possibility. So just get ready for that, guys. Hopefully it doesn't happen. Like I say, I think it would be good if they put a rule in place where, let's say, 3 or 4 or 5 players would have to be COVID positive before you abandon a game. But, you know, just be prepared for that. It's going to be shit, isn't it? It's going to be fucking shit. Oh, honestly, what a nightmare. What an absolute nightmare. Anyway, right, okay, I'm going to get into the live chat now, Pete, for a Q&A for a few minutes. I've realised I've been on here quite a while. I don't want to bore you to death, but we are going to stick on here for a little while longer and bore you to death for a little bit longer. No. Do get involved in the chat. Let me know your thoughts and opinions about anything we've discussed. I'm going to dip into the live chat. You've heard me rambling on and talking too much. Oh, how nice. I've got a cheeky little fresh Rubicon here. I didn't even realise. Get in. I'll give it the old pinky. Right, anyway. Guys, get your thoughts in. Get your opinions in. It's time to dip into the live chat. Gaming Juice says Overton is too... Oh, sorry. Olaton is too close to Obertan. Gabriel Obertan, what an absolute shit player he was, to be fair. It's funny because I remember saying to my uncle at the time, spoke to him on the phone, I remember saying to him, when we first signed him, I'd seen some YouTube videos and stuff, and I thought I was saying to him, this guy's going to be really good. I remember saying that. It's going to be really good. He was absolutely shit. Primot, get in there, says hit the like for the piggy, or whatever videos it was. Did we even have YouTube back then? I don't even know, but whatever videos it was. Who do you want us to sign in January, says Lamonge? I'd like us to sign a midfielder personally. You know, if I could have my way, it would be somebody like Dennis Zakaria or maybe Wilfred Ndidi, you know, if you've got a dream signing. But if not, then, you know, this Amadou Haidara guy from RB Leipzig seems to fit the bill because he's got a good relationship with Rangnick. Rangnick rates him, and I think that he's got a good future ahead of him. Any FIFA Pig icon swaps came out and are super disappointed. Huge grind. Nobody has time for that. Yeah, K-Wars, fair play to you, my son. I hear you. Not tonight, actually, K-Wars. I'm just going to hang out with Mrs. P tonight, and we'll be back on tomorrow and every other night up until at least Monday with the FIFA every night. But tonight is Mrs. P's night off, so we're just going to make the most of it and get a cheeky takeaway thanks to Mr. Rushmano and Co and Manny Stufrak and everybody else. Thank you so much, absolute legends. He ran like a fucking ostrich. K-Wars, thanks for getting in there. That will be back tomorrow. Not tonight, Flying Pig fan, sadly, man. I know the new GTL DLC as well, man. I should play that on the gaming channel soon, shouldn't I? Keep a look out tomorrow. I'm going to do some stuff tomorrow. And listen, what I will say is, if the Premier League does get sacked off at this moment in time for a couple of weeks, we'll still keep the content coming on this channel. And not in a, bullshit clickbait nonsense way, actually talking about, legit stuff if there is goings on of new news, but also creating our own content. We will do some more FIFA streams of different stuff. Maybe I'll have a go at playing online seasons with Manchester United, try and get us to Division 1. Maybe I'll play, more career mode episodes a week and stuff like that. Or some more stuff over on the gaming channel where we can do some GTA or some other games and stuff. So there is going to still be content. Don't worry. Don't worry. Hopefully this is just going to, just go to the Winchester, have a nice cold pint and just wait for all this to blow over. That's all we've got to do. Jarvis Cocker, what's up, Jarvis? Should Rangnick set to sign his players considering he's just an interim with a couple of months left? Neither Ten Hag or Pochettino plays 4-2-2. Good question, good point. Maybe, but then again, if he's planning for the future and wants to sort of lay a couple of seeds here for the next manager, I don't see that as a bad thing. But actually, we'll have to wait and see how he does. Listen, this month, we'll if we play the games, it should give us a good idea of what's going to happen under Rangnick's reign. Put Maguire in quarantine even if he doesn't have COVID, says Big God Bob. Love that one, Big God Bob. Hey, the Gaming Juice says, Piggo, have you seen the interview where Gary Neville was asking Fergie fan questions? It's brilliant, worth a watch, mate. Even though Neville laughs like a dying. See, I think I've seen that. Is that like a Sport Bible one randomly? I think I have seen that one, dude, yeah. Oh, man, Alex Ferguson, what an absolute hero. What an absolute hero. Bootner was crap, says Batman Knight fan. Hey, you said it. Say hi to Nicholas, says Batman Knight fan. I will, actually, I will. And actually, in terms of getting a takeaway place, I'm not sure what time some of them open. I have to get off in the next few minutes, really, just in case some of our favourites shut at 11, which I think they do, in terms of last orders and whatnot. So we are going to get a takeaway tonight because we actually haven't eaten that much either. So I was going to do some pasta in a bit, but I'll just order something in. Get in there. Thank you so much. Isn't Bruno being overplayed, says Mamacini? I mean, yeah, but wouldn't you overplay him too because he's the fucking Portuguese Magnifico? But I feel you. Where is Pogba? Heard he's in a desert somewhere. Says, I don't know really, Nicholas. He's just getting rehabilitated at this moment in time. There was talks of him going to Dubai, right? Is he still over there? I'm not too sure about his current whereabouts. I think Rangnick would sign extension to his initial 6 months. Hold on for a massive clear out, says Mark Harris. Could be right on that as well. Stevie Mac says, bloody COVID, no Christmas football, says Stevie Mac. That could be the worst case, yeah. Lynette Giggs rates Jones. Phil No Bones Jones you're talking about here. You what? What do you rate him at, Lynette Giggs? Making a really nice cup of tea. Must take for the win. Yo, what's going on? Mr. NLWT with that slab head emoji. Dubai. Yeah, he was in Dubai, wasn't he? Thought you was getting a Dom, says Mikhail Kramer. I don't know about getting a Domino's. I don't think Domino's is even open, mate. Is Domino's? Let me have a look, see if Domino's open near me. You know what? Last Domino's we had, me and Mrs. Piano Domino's, it's a salty mess. I love Domino's, but that put me right off, the last one. It just made me ill. Closes soon. It says 11:45. Hey, that's an option. It's an option, mate. It's a cheeky option. You know what I'm saying? We get Manny Snuflaki's Dom. Not quite Dom Perignon, but a Domino's pizza. Pogba trained today, says Sir Paul Scholes. Yes, but just in terms of rehabilitation, he's still expected to be out for at least 2 weeks before getting back into first team training. He was just in light training, right? and also 2 more weeks after that to be match fit. So he's not going to be back to play for another month just yet. Just ordered a big kebab tray. Come on, Disco Days. That's what I like to see. Pogba back from the Dubai, says Big Bob. He's back, is he? If we could get 25 million for either Pogba or Maguire right now, who would you let go? 25 million for Pogba or Maguire? Pogba, because Pogba is worth less than Maguire right now in the sense that his contract only is running out. Somebody can sign Pogba on a pre-contract agreement in January and then sign him in the summer for free. So I would get rid of him for 25 mil. Batman Night Fan Dave, I did too earlier. Oh, nice Kebabville. Papa John's do nice pizzas. Yeah, I like them too. Last video, Mrs. P's not too happy about them. She doesn't like the sort of the herby basily nature of them. Hey, bye, Cody. Have a good one. Jonathan Gallagher, Mark Harris. Lynette says Pogba was meeting Ralph but training. £40 as a bundle. Crikey, man, that sounds beautiful. Look at the size of it. You know what, lads and lasses, then I better wrap it up, actually, just so we can maybe go and order a cheeky takeaway here before these places close. But that is the latest news anyway. 19 players and staff testing positive for COVID. That's the current figures. We'll let you know tomorrow as and when more information comes out what's going on. If we do hear about the Brighton game going ahead or being postponed or the league being postponed for a while, we'll keep you up to date on this channel. Do us a favour, though, especially in these dark times with this shit going on, help support this channel. Because, we've been growing tremendously this year. And, if it's anything like the start of the last lockdown when football stopped, it's going to be shit. So let's hope that we can still keep to grow a little bit. Smash the thumbs up button on the video, hit the subscribe, share it around, help us out, do us a favour and get yourself involved regularly as well. You're all welcome around here, trust. Ahmed says Pogba Pizza. Thank you, Rushmano says sub to the channel, absolute legend. You think Papa John's is better? I'm with you, actually. It's not as greasy or salty or as messy. Might be a bit more bready, a bit more herby, but I'm all about that herb life. You want to take 2 packets of Chris and a toffee Chris for Pogba, says TV Mac. Rushmano says we've got 119 likes. We're going to leave it there then. That's good stuff. Thank you everyone for doing that. Hitting the like. Bell says get a massive Chinese and a KFC. Ooh, now you're talking, lad. Oh, man, you know what? The Chinese shuts at 11. I better go off. I better get off the stream. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Wild West, Steve Hall, you in legend as well. Have a good one. Batman Night Fan. Thank you to Rushmano for the insane super chat. Of course, Mr. Manny Flacky as well for that very insane one there as well. The Canadian one at the top that's still there, to be fair. The red one, the red super sticker or super chat of doom from Manny Flacky. What an absolute legend. Really appreciate that. Rushmana says, great show. Thank you for all the info as per usual. Check out Rushy's Twitter, transfers_UTD, for all the latest Manchester United goings on. Get your link in the live chat, Rushmano. Everyone give it a follow. Check him out. Cool homies. Get in there, my son. How you doing? I hope you're good anyway. Yeah. Big God Bob, you'll deliver me some veggie fingers in toast. Sickening. Get away with that vegetarian muck, Bob. Good night, Girish. Madhouse, Mad United Hodge as well. See you soon. Thank you for being a member legend, and Bell as well. Go before you end up ordering a 1-star takeaway. That's what happens. The longer the night goes on, the less quality that stays open. I totally agree with that. Right, good night, guys. Hey, Gungshi's in here as well. So, Gungshi, the only absolute bloody legend. Hope you're doing good as well. Have a great day. We've got to go, Gungshi, but hope you're doing well, lad. What a top legend you are. Have a good one. Everybody else as well. Stay classy. Much love to the mods. Much love to the members. Come back after this video is finished. Get your thoughts in as usual about anything that we've discussed in this video. Do have your say. Hit the follow. Hit the follow on Instagram, social media, Facebook, Twitter, and all of those at Flying Pig. And I said, hey, you know what? I've also got a TikTok now. There's just a couple of clips on there, but I might start doing TikToks. What I'd like to do is people to go on my, this is maybe one for you, Big God Bob, or somebody, go on my TikTok and write comments and shit. Like you can do like video responses to these comments. It's the sort of thing I want to start doing over there, like have it as like a Q&A platform. So go and check out the TikTok, Flying Pig United. And thanks for watching, guys. The website's unitedflyinghigh.com. I'll see you later. Appreciate you, Paul Simon, Mamasini. Oh, nice. You went to the Spider-Man and everyone was shouting, Sue. That's what I want everyone to do right now. Let's end on Sue from everybody in the live chat. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. Sue. See you tomorrow, guys. Thanks for watching. Have a good night. I'll catch you soon. And remember, when the seagulls follow the trawler, as this is because they think sardines will be thrown into the soup. Soup.